Welcome to the Getting a Good Mix and Finale class. These are the topics we'll be covering in this class. Score dynamics, the mix window, assigning new banks in the score manager, audio units, banks, and effects, setting Aria player options, including instrument controls, the mixer, and audio effects, adjusting the gain structure, and configuring device setup, including cache settings. The first step to getting a good mix and finale is using dynamic markings in the score that you think will give good results when the score is being read by musicians. Enter your piano and forte marks with the expression tool. Enter your crescendos and decrescendos with the Smart Shapes tool. The sounds that ship with finale in Garriton instruments for finale are frequently out of balance. Instruments such as mandolin or harp and solo orchestral woodwinds tend to overbalance the rest of the score. Drums and percussion tend to be too quiet. The next step will be the mix window. Adjusting these faders during playback will help you to get acceptable relative levels. The effects controls in the mix window have no effect on audio units instruments. They only work on finale's internal MIDI sounds. You'll be assigning and adjusting effects in the audio units, banks, and effects window instead. There may be times when even the faders in the mix window won't do the job. When that happens, you need to assign the instrument to a new bank you can control independently. You can do this in the Score Manager, where we can change an instrument's bank assignment. Try putting all the too quiet instruments in one bank. You can assign up to 16 of them, and assign all the too loud instruments to another. Then adjust the levels in Audio Units, Banks, and Effects. In Audio Units, Banks, and Effects, you can set the relative levels of your banks, add audio effects plugins, edit the Aria player's settings, controls, and effects. You may want to add a compressor into a bank's effects slot if you want to give an extra boost to your too quiet bank. In the Aria player window, the tabs on the right side of the player open screens for individual instrument controls, a mixer for the player, and the effects options for the player. Some instruments have controls specific to that instrument, including portamento and length settings for strings. Musicians would understand the length setting to refer to sostenuto. Start by selecting an instrument in the bank to bring up its controls. The mixer is another tool for adjusting the relative levels of instruments in a particular bank. The effects in the players use relatively little processor power and have plenty of different reverbs to get you close to what you're looking for. If you're getting dropouts in playback, there are two different things that may be causing it. One possible cause might be your gain structure. This refers to the adjustment of relative levels of audio within the application's output path. You might be getting what they call internal clipping from all the instruments together being too loud for the system to handle. Bringing down the individual bank levels can help. After that, you can restore the master volume until you hear your mix with good presence without the dropouts. Once you've done that, you've modified your gain structure. Another cause of dropouts might be that the buffer size is too small. We find this in MIDI audio device setup, audio setup. Older or slower computers need a larger buffer size. Larger buffer sizes can stop your dropouts issue. Thank you for watching.